starting frame implements the mouse listener and the mouse motion listener. When you press exit, it terminates the program by using system.exit, and when you press start, it disposes the frame and creates a new game window. The background music changes based on the state of the game. Right now the music for the starting frame is loaded in, and when the game actually starts, it switches to the in-game music. Into the Darkness is a single-player 2D dungeon crawler game. At the beginning of the game, the player is placed in the main room. The player has to navigate the map, move through each room, stay away from the enemy, and collect chests. The player can shoot enemies and defend themselves. The player's ultimate goal is to move through all the rooms, collect 4 chests, and enter the final room.
The map in this game is a 101 by 80 tile map. At one time, it will display 12 by 9 tiles, each tile being 85 by 85 pixels. That's because the player is centered in this game, and the map will scroll based on the keyboard input from the user. The keyboard input is also based on key released, so that means it will move as soon as you release the key. Therefore, you can't hold down the key. You have to tap each time to move. Now I want to talk a little bit about the player. The player starts off with 10 HP and 0 chests, and you can see that in the status bar at the bottom. The player also has a hitbox. The hitbox is 85 by 85 pixels, and that is used to detect when you collide with an enemy. And when you do, you will lose HP, and the sound effect for lose HP is also played. Enemies in this game are placed randomly throughout the map. Each one has 5 HP, and they will get angry when the player gets close to them, and it will use a shortest possible path algorithm to start chasing you. You can shoot them by pressing spacebar, and the fireball will shoot out in the direction that you're facing. And that direction is based on the last direction that you have moved. Once you hit the enemy, or once you kill the enemy, a sound effect will be played. Throughout the map, there are many different types of tiles, one of which is the spike tile. That is a type of tile that if the player steps on, they will lose 1 HP. Some other extra tiles, barrels, flags, torch walls, and skulls, those are mainly for the aesthetic of the game.
Now we've entered the 4th room. As you can see, the door doesn't open when you don't have all 4 chests. It says, door closed, collect 4 chests to open the door. In total, there are 4 chests hidden around the map. As default, they're closed, and when you walk into the chest, it opens and makes a chest opening sound effect. So now that we have 4 chests, the door opens when the player walks into the door, and it makes a door opening sound effect. Once the player walks onto the golden square, the player wins. And when the player wins, it displays the win screen and plays the win music. As it says, you can press X to exit. So now I'll be showing you what happens if the player loses. When the player has 0 HP, there is the dead sound effect, and then the lose screen is displayed. It also plays the lose music, and like the win screen, you can press X to exit.